Hey guys, Shawn, Ziem, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. This is live number 21 on the year. I'm all about providing value. I want to help you, teach you, give you information to help you grow, help you with your life, help you with your business. And the guests that I bring on are going to be bringing some value, real life, authentic, and transparency is a big thing for me. So I want to, bring on an awesome friend of mine, Lee Perlman. How are you, my man?
I'm doing well, Shawn. Thanks for having me on for a few minutes. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to try something different. Like a lot of people are afraid to go on video and have a conversation with somebody, which you do every single day with our phones, right?
Sure.
Why is it difficult for those that are out there? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess people just they don't have a natural comfort level with being taped. They get stage fright, right?
Stay, Wait, we're going to record it. Are we going to go back and edit that? I get a lot that I'm like, no, we're going to have some fun. We're going to make it happen. And it's something that it's all about providing value.
Sure.
And I
Of course.
wanted to, have you give us an introduction of who you are and what you do. So those that are watching could definitely utilize your services down the road as well.
Oh, Shawn, I appreciate it. So, my name's Lee Perlman. I'm a consumer bankruptcy attorney, and I like to say that I help people who have financial distress, both on the consumer and small business side. We do a fair amount of debt resolution, loan modifications, tax issues, foreclosure. So, anybody who is being pressed with their finances, we're always available to provide opportunity, suggestions, and look at non-bankruptcy options where bankruptcy isn't appropriate.
Yeah, for those that are out there, what do you have? Chapter 7 and 13, and it's things that you have to make sure you speak to a professional so you know what we're doing and what you're doing and what you can and can't do. That's a very powerful and important thing to know. And Lee's been around for a while. You've been doing it for how long now?
I'm practicing on my own since 1994, so about 28 years. We have a team of 2 lawyers and about 8 support staff, so we've been about 10 for a long time now. Love what I do. Love getting people a financial fresh start. Some of my colleagues are burnt out already. They don't like getting up in the morning and practicing law. My wife thinks there's something wrong with me that I'm one of the few lawyers that still is passionate about what I do. But I fundamentally believe everybody is entitled to a second act. Look, bankruptcy is biblical. Every 7 years, you're supposed to be forgiven for your debts. So, you do need a pause. You do need a reset. And most of the reviews that I get from people that are, they're pretty genuine say, they're at the worst time in their life. Nobody likes to have to file a bankruptcy, but many times your credit gets better. And many times when, you can have an uninterrupted dinner or take your kid to a soccer game without a collection call coming through the Bluetooth. I mean, in my opinion, that's a victory.
A total victory. That is for sure. I know you work a lot. Besides work, what does Lee do for fun? What are you doing for fun, man?
Yeah, I mean, my kids are 14 and 10, so on the weekends, I really try to spend as much time with them as possible. Tonight, we're going to a school tent camp out, so I'm going to be chaperoning, helping out, be like 100, 150 people outside. First school event outside since since COVID. So we'll have campfire. Kids will have a good time. Like to golf with buddies when I can and I can get out. And I do a lot of reading. I mean, both fiction and nonfiction when I can. So I try to do some things that aren't necessarily totally related to my practice because everybody needs a break and it's highly stressful. Running your own business and practicing law. No one teaches you that in law school.
We have a few things I want to discuss before we continue. Hold for a second. Now, reading. You do a lot of reading as an attorney.
Yeah.
What are some things you are into? I guess you were talking about you have your boys, your kids, and I love hearing that. Dads sharing and going and having good times with their kids and their families. A lot of people, all they want to do is work. What are some things you're reading that you enjoy?
So I've tried for the last couple of years to do kind of a split. I love fiction, but I also like business books because I feel like I get a tip or two. So I'll do a thing where I'll alternate, fiction, nonfiction. I can't, some of my friends and colleagues, they're constantly reading, nonfiction business books. My head would explode. And there's usually one or two takeaways from a book. So I like to switch it up. I like to read on the fiction side. I like to read books that other authors suggest. I always find that when you're reading something that a top tier author suggests, or an award winning author, and I often read what they recommend, I find that becomes a really interesting. So I do a flip between fiction and nonfiction. I'm always switching off. So I love humorists. I love David Sedaris. I'm reading one of the books now by the award-winning authors who wrote All the Light You Cannot See. He won a Pulitzer Prize. He's got a new book, which is kind of cool. And then, I like business books. I read Traction. I like Ray Dalio's books, that talk about
Yes.
how to work with your team. So yeah, those are some of my favorites lately. Yeah.
Now, I think it's to get away from the normal everyday that we have, you get to digest some new stuff and have some takeaways. That's an important thing. And share those takeaways with other people so that they are learning from you. And then now you're emotionally connected because now you just taught someone something. And that's a powerful thing.
And look, I'm challenged too. We're all challenged with our devices and the phones, and I'm constantly with my phone. I try to disconnect. Sometimes I'm not successful, but I do find that when my kids see me reading, they're reading more, and that old adage, I didn't think it made sense before I became a parent. You do try and set an example, but so that's helpful because they can't be on their devices all the time either. And I'm just, we're just like everybody else. It's this push pull all the time. Yeah.
The tug of war. And yeah, being a mentor for your kids and showing them what should be, a normal thing that we could always continue growing no matter how old we are. We are always trying to pick some nuggets that we can implement. That's a key word, implement, and taking action. A lot of people don't take action. We have had to have a call for a while. We've been kind of had to reschedule because of things, but we still made it happen. And then we said,
Yeah.
oh, let's jump on and let's provide value for people today. And that takes courage for a lot of people, and people are afraid to jump on video. And you've done video with me before, with Matthew Marinoff. You've been doing different things. Social media is powerful for whatever business you're in.
Yeah. I've been trying to be committed to doing more video. I'm not entirely comfortable with it yet. I get more comfortable all the time. I wish I had a undergraduate degree in acting or theater, because I think at this point it would help. Whoever thought you'd have to be on video so much? But so many of my clients, all kidding aside, particularly my Gen Z clients, my millennial clients, they're not even really looking at blogs. They're not looking so much at what I might have written, and I've written, a fair amount. They watch me on YouTube. What are the videos? How short are they? Tell me what I need to know and what it is, and you're going to lose people's attention after a short period of time. And that's hard when you're a lawyer and you're trying to explain complex situations, but those are the challenges, and you have to be able to figure that out, and you have to be able to explain it and keep somebody's attention. So, bigger, you should have bigger problems, right? You have a
Yeah.
client, you have to be able to figure out how to communicate it to them. That's your job.
Yeah, I mean, look at what has happened over the years from when you first started till now.
Yeah.
You didn't have all the technology has grown, the video, the social media. It's all about getting the content out, and it's good content, and it's consistent. The consistency is very important, I think, for everything, no matter what business you're in. You're a lawyer, and people say, "Oh, he's a lawyer. Oh, he doesn't have to market himself." It's all, word of mouth. You have to get to word of mouth at some point. You have to continue marketing and growing, and it just doesn't just come in because of you know what you've done always from the past.
No, it really doesn't. And the minute, we're in a competitive market, and the minute you decide you don't want to market, or you take your foot off the gas, that's when you lose your edge. So to that extent, it's important. Look, you'll find this interesting and kind of funny. I had a conversation the other day with an older lawyer, and in our world, we can look to see when someone graduates and had an idea. So this lawyer, to his credit, he probably was close to 90. I looked it up.
Wow.
New case. I call him up. I say, hey, I just want to let you know I got involved in this case, and I wanted to extend courtesy and tell you that I'm involved. And I said, well, let me send you an email confirming that I'm a email. I said, how did you want me to? He said, well, can you send me a letter? I said, you want me to send you oh yeah, a letter. He goes, I don't trust that email. He says, I'm looking at how old you are, because he was checking me out. He says, and I'm sure, Perlman, that you have one of those faxes too. So send me a fax and send me a letter. Don't send me an email. I said, okay, Mr. X, I will be happy to take care of that. Seniority, right? I'm 53. He's 90. I'm going to, So
That's amazing.
I told my kids that, and they whoop, right over there.
No, it's a different world today. It's a
It
different
is.
world. And I know you're pressed for time, and I appreciate you coming on today.
No,
And
I
I'm going
appreciate you.
to have all your contact information in the description, guys. If you want to have any questions answered by Lee, definitely reach out. His website, his phone. He's a wealth of knowledge. Is there any final thoughts you can share with us today?
No, I mean, I like to tell people that if you're having any kind of financial distress, before it gets to the point where it's too serious, we consult, and we always offer a free consultation. Don't be afraid to understand what your options are before it gets too far down the line. And, I'm not the surgeon who always says operate. I really do try to find non-bankruptcy alternatives where it's appropriate. So don't be scared. It's really just like you say, Shawn, it's getting information, educating yourself. And I want to thank you for having me today. I really appreciate it.
Now, this is a very valuable content that everyone should, if you're just jumping on now, definitely reach back and wait for the replay, and definitely share this, because I know we can help others as well. So Lee, thanks so much for being with us today. Everyone else,
have a wonderful weekend. Thank you again.
Have an awesome weekend, guys.
Thank you.